Well. If you thought the loss to the Cardinals couldn't get any worse, buckle up, Rams fans. Hello, Ramley and other NFL family. Peo time here, and yes, I'll allow the Rams website to know my location. Okay, this lots of injuries, more injuries, and if you hadn't heard, Rams head coach. So this is Stu Jackson off the Rams.com, the senior staff writer. Rams head coach Sean McVay on Monday said the injury sustained by wide receiver Cooper Kupp ankle injury and safety John Johnson III shoulder injury, and offensive lineman Jonah Jackson his shoulder in week 2 against Cardinals will keep those 3 players sidelined for an extended period of time. McVay specified that Kupp's ankle injury is a sprain, while Jackson's re-aggravated his shoulder injury from the preseason in the third quarter of yesterday's game and continued to play through it. While none of the trio's injuries are season-ending, all of the candidates for injured reserved IR, all are candidates for IR, according to McVay. McVay said, we're kind of running out of spots. We're only into week 3 in terms of return to play, McVay said, alluding to the NFL rule allowing teams to designate up to 8 players to return from IR during the regular season. But that is a possibility for all of those guys. McVay also said said kicker Joshua Carty has a mild groin injury where he will keep him out of practice for the next couple of days. Ain't that the kicker? Sorry, pun intended. Couldn't help it. But Carty should be good to go for this week in week 3's matchup against the Niners. Kupp's injury comes in wake of Puka Nacua being placed on IR last week after spraining his particular ligament, PCL, against the Lions. McVay had previously said Nacua will miss more than minimum 4 games. And it just goes on here. Continues to say with Jackson's injury, the Rams will be on their 3rd left guard of the season headed into Sunday's week 3 game against the 49ers. Jackson slid over to that position from center after Steve Avila sprained his MCL against the Lions. He's also on IR. Well, folks, that's the kick in the pants here. That is just the kick in the pants. If we look at the Rams injury report here, it's a long one. It's not for the faint of heart, and I think it's safe to say, when we look at this injury report here, this is the game report. We'll go back to the ESPN one. It's safe to say that expectations, at least early in the year for the Rams, have changed. When you're missing this many starters, your team's not at your best, right? When you're signing guys off practice squads and off the street, your team is not at the best here. And yeah, so this is ESPN's here, but it's not officially updated to IR, but Joe Jackson's gone for some time. Cooper Kupp's gone. John Johnson, Davis Allen was out last week. He's battling injury. We know Puka Nacua, Steve Avila, Joseph Noteboom out. Not sure he's coming back. Darius Williams is out. Not sure when he's coming back. Connor McDermott, Levingston, Trey Tomlinson, Murkison, Higbee's been out, and we're not sure when he's coming back. And Darian Kendrick was the first one back in July, but he was season ending, and they knew that. But it's tough. It's definitely a damper seeing your favorite team go through the injury bug so early in the year. Puts a damper on it. I wanted to make this video though to maybe offer a little bit of perspective, I guess, and let me know if you disagree with me. I know that there's lots of takes out there, and it's frustrating seeing your favorite players and your starters get injured. The concern about keeping Stafford healthy with that O-line that has been very shaky at best, that's a real concern, right? Getting the run game going with Kyron Williams, you hope maybe him and Blake Corum can be the best players on this offense that we need them to be right now. If the Rams are going to somehow some games, but with an injury report like this, I think it's safe to assume that expectations for this team have changed. Though you can still cheer them on and hope that we can win some games, especially against like the Niners. Upsets happen in football all the time, and that's one of the reasons we love football, and it's so exciting. The reality is expectations for this team, I think, has got to shift to developing young talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Jared Verse has looked very versatile, and I've been impressed with what he's seen, and he was rightfully a first-round draft pick. But seeing him continue to develop into a top-tier, edge rusher, seeing Braden Fisk continue to develop, seeing this linebacking core that's young develop, and even wide receivers like Jordan Whittington at the running back, Blake Corum, who I mentioned before. That I think is maybe what this season is turning into. And the reality is in football and in sports, when someone gets injured, it's an opportunity for someone else. And you hope the Rams coaching staff and scouting department have done a good job, providing depth for these players. But like, again, I saw people after the Lions game hating on, Akuri, and it's just, he was a practice squad guy that got called up, and he had to face against Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, he's not going to have a good game, probably, right? and even Warren McClennan against the Cardinals. You hope he would have done better, but he didn't have that great of a game against a Cardinals pass rush to be on that day. So no excuses. I know this video might sound like a little bit of downer. I'd love to hear your comments. Consider this, Ramley therapy, back and forth. I'm on the road, so that's why I'm in hotel rooms and recording like this. But I'd really love to know your thoughts. Have your expectations for the Rams season changed? Are you still hoping they find a way to go on some sort of miracle, magical run to the playoffs? They're 0-2 right now. Then they got to face their bitter rival, the 49ers. Then they're facing the Bears after that. So, and then the Packers after that. So we'll see. We will see. There's lots of teams banged up. It's a long NFL season, and hopefully the Rams can find some magic or some grit, as they say. Find your grit. But honestly, I'd love to know your thoughts there. My thoughts are obviously still going to cheer for this team always. I'll pick them to win every week in my pick 'em. But I am managing expectations and look forward to the Rams developing young talent around for years to come. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Jordan Whittington in more of a increased capacity, Blake Corum potentially. So we'll see. That's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for watching, especially if you're watching the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. Woohoo!